Rigveda, hymn 773, Aspens, 5 verses. We have overpassed the limit of this darkness. While worshipping the gods, we sang their praises. The song invoketh both immortal Aspens, far-reaching, born of old, great wonder-workers, and, O Nasatyas, man's dear priest is seated, who brings the sacrifice and offers worship. Be near and taste the pleasant juice, O Aspens, with food I call you to the sacrifices. We, choosing you, have let our worship follow its course. Ye steers, accept this hymn with favor, obeying you as an appointed servant. The Shishtha, singing, hath with lauds aroused you, and these two priests come nigh unto our people, united, demon slayers, mighty-handed. The juices that exhilarate are mingled. Injure us not, but come with happy fortune. Come from the west, come from the east. Nasatyas come, Aspens from below, and from above us. Bring wealth from all sides. For the fivefold people, preserve us evermore, ye gods with blessings. And the fivefold people here mentioned are the Iranians, Persians, I think there's another couple terms that they're called, and then the Hindus, as they're more commonly called, are the other four. And let us remember that darkness and other forms of negativity are limited. Now, that's not to say that the void of qualities, in a way of speaking, is limited. 774, Aspens, 6 verses. These morning sacrifices call you Aspens. At the break of day, for help have I invoked you, rich in power and might. For house by house ye visit all. O heroes, ye bestow wonderful nourishment. Send it to him whose songs are sweet. Accordant both of you, drive your car down to us, and drink the savory soma juice. Approach ye and be near to us. Drink, O ye Aspens, of the mead. Draw forth the milk, ye, mighty, rich in genuine wealth. Injure us not, and come to us, the horses that convey you in their rapid flight down to the worshipper's abode. With these, your speedy coursers, heroes, Aspens, come ye gods, come, well inclined to us. Yea, verily, our princes seek to Aspens in pursuit of food. These shall give lasting glory to our liberal lords, and both Nasatyas shelter us, those who have led the way, like cars, offending none, those who are guardians of the men. Also, through their own might, the heroes have grown strong, and dwell in safe and happy homes. And just like in Surah 16, I think, the difference is drawn between intoxicants and the nourishment, the benefit. Although, some intoxicants have healing properties and are perfectly fine to use to get over illness or to save your life or in one way or another. Hymn 775, Dawn, 8 verses. Born in the heavens, the dawn hath flushed, and showing her majesty is come as law ordaineth. She hath uncovered fiends and hateful darkness. Best of Angarasas hath walked the pathways. Rouse us this day to high and happy fortune, to great felicity. O dawn, promote us, vouchsafe us manifold and splendid riches, famed among mortals, man befriending goddess. See, lovely mornings, everlasting splendors, bright with their varied colors, have approached us, filling the region of mid-air, producing the rites of holy worship. They have mounted. She yokes her chariot far away, and swiftly visits the lands where the 5 tribes are settled, looking upon the works and ways of mortals. Daughter of heaven, the world's imperial lady, she who is rich in spoil, the spouse of Surya, wondrously opulent, rules all wealth and treasures, consumer of our youth, the steers extol her, lauded by priests. Rich, dawn shines out, refulgent. Apparent are the steeds of varied color. the red steeds carrying resplendent morning. On her all lovely car she comes, the fair one, and brings rich treasure for her faithful servant, true with the true and mighty, with the mighty, with gods a goddess, holy with the holy. She breaks strong fences down and gave the cattle. The kine were lowing as they greeted morning. O dawn, now give us wealth in kine and heroes and horses. Fraught with manifold enjoyment, protect our sacred grass from a man's reproaches. Preserve us evermore, ye gods, with blessings. Now, let me remind you that the word for God, I think we're talking about the devas here, the devis. In the monotheist tradition, we don't gender them, but we do realize that there are various beings that are given charge of the roles of, oh, here's the dawn. Like there's talk about the dawn announcement that us humans typically don't hear, but some of us have heard the dawn announcement as more than just a stage of the watches of the day and night. Hymn 7.76, Dawn, 7 verses. Sevatar, God of all men, hath sent upward his light, designed for all mankind immortal. Through the God's power that I was first created, dawn hath made all the universe apparent. I see the paths which gods are wont to travel, innocuous paths made ready by the Vasus. Eastward the flag of dawn hath been uplifted. She hath come hither o'er the tops of houses. Great is, in truth, the number of mornings which were aforetime at the sun's uprising, since thou, O dawn, hast been beheld repairing as to thy love as one no more to leave him. They were the gods' companions at the banquet, the ancient sages true to law eternal. The fathers found the light that lay in darkness, and with effectual words begat the morning. Meeting together in the same enclosure, they strive not of one mind, one with another. They never break the gods' eternal statutes, and injure none in rivalry with Vasus. Extolling thee, blessed goddess, the Vasishthas awake at early morn, with lauds implore thee, leader of kine and queen of all that strengthens. Shine, come as first to us, O high-born morning, she bringing bounty and sweet charm of voices. The flushing dawn is sung by the Vasishthas, giving us riches, famed to distant places. Preserve us evermore, ye gods, with blessings. And round the world, it's the dawn, not the sunrise, the dawn that's the key prayer time there. Hymn 7.77, Dawn, 6 verses. She hath shone brightly, like a youthful woman, stirring to motion every living creature. Agnes hath come to feed on mortal fuel. She hath made light and chased away the darkness. Turn to this all far spreading. She hath risen and shone in brightness, with white robes about her. She hath beamed forth lovely, with golden colours. Mother of kine, guide of the days she bringeth, bearing the god's own eye, auspicious lady, leading her courser, white and fair to look on, distinguished by her beams. Dawn shines apparent, comes forth to all the world with wondrous treasure. Draw nigh with wealth, and dawn away the foeman. Prepare for us wide pasture, free from danger. Drive away those who hate us. Bring excellent beams to shine and light us, giving us lengthened days, O dawn, O goddess, granting us food. Thou who hast all things precious, and bounty rich in chariots, kine and horses, Ushas, nobly born, daughter of heaven, whom the Vasishthas with their hymns make mighty, bestow thou on us vast and glorious riches. Preserve us evermore, ye gods, with blessings. And the dawn makes it easier for us to figure out what direction is which is important if we have a prayer time that we have either before it or during it, that we have some indicator of what the directions are. Hymn 7.78, Dawn, 5 verses. We have beheld her earliest lights approaching, her many glories apart, on high, a centre, on car sublime refulgent, wending hither, O Ushas, bring the wealth that makes us happy. The fire well kindled sings aloud to greet her, and with their hymns the priests are chanting welcome. Ushas approaches in her splendor, driving all evil darkness far away. The goddess, apparent eastward, are those lights of morning, sending out lustre as they rise around them. She hath brought forth sun, sacrifice, and acne, and far away hath fled detested darkness. Rich, rich daughter of the sky, we all behold her. Yea, all men look on dawn as she is breaking. Her car that moves self-harnessed hath she mounted, the car drawn onward by her woe-yoked horses. Inspired with loving thoughts, this day to greet thee, we and our wealthy nobles have awakened. Show yourselves fruitful dawns as ye are rising. Preserve us evermore, ye gods, with blessings. And in the Quran, they don't talk about the night and darkness as something bad. It's, we've been given this gift to repose in, right? But when we've had our rest and stuff like this, then, we definitely want day. Hymn 779, Dawn. 5 verses. Rousing the lands where men's 5 tribes are settled, dawn hath disclosed the pathways of the people. She hath sent out her sheen with beauteous oxen. The sun with light hath opened earth and heaven. They paint their bright rays on the sky's far limits. The dawns come on like tribes arrayed for battle. Thy cattle closely shutting up the darkness, as Savitar spreads his arms, gives forth their lustre, wealthy, most like to Indra. Dawn hath risen, and brought forth lauds that shall promote our welfare. Daughter of heaven, a goddess she distributes, best of Angarasas, treasures to the pious. Bestow on us, O dawn, that ample bounty which thou didst send to those who sang thy praises. Thou whom, with bellowings of a bull they quickened, thou didst unbar the firm-set mountains' portals, impelling every god to grant his bounty, sending to us the charm of pleasant voices. Vouchsafe us thoughts for profit as thou breakest. Preserve us evermore, ye gods, with blessings. And one can say the goods of this world are distributed among the wicked and the righteous and all that sort of stuff. But there is bounty in having good consciousness, in having good actions that is of those, right? And certain things about having contrary to that has an effect on, those worldly things too. In the 780, Dawn, 3 verses, the priest, Ashishtas, are the first awakened to welcome Ushas with their songs and praises, who makes surrounding regions part asunder and shows apparent all existing creatures, giving fresh life when she hath hid the darkness. This dawn hath wakened there with newborn lustre, youthful and unrestrained, she cometh forward. She hath turned thoughts to sun and fire and worship. May blessed mornings shine on us forever, with wealth of kine, of horses, and of heroes, streaming with all abundance, pouring fatness. Preserve us evermore, ye gods, with blessings. And let us get to the point where we automatically think, we wake up, we want to go to sleep, we see the stage of the day or night, we see the good things that we're going to refer to, that we automatically connect this to worship. Hymn 781, Dawn, 6 verses. At advancing, sending forth her rays, the daughter of the sky is seen, uncovering that we may see the mighty gloom the friendly lady makes the light. The sun ascending, the refulgent star, pours down his beams together with the dawn. O dawn, at thine uprising, arising. And the sons, may we attain the share allotted us. Promptly we woke to welcome thee, O Ushas, daughter of the sky, thee bounteous one, who bringest all we long to have, and to the offerer health and wealth. Thou dawning, orchis fain to light the great world, yea, heaven goddess, that it may be seen. We yearn to be thine own dealer of wealth. May we be too this mother like her sons. Bring us that wondrous bounty, dawn, that shall be famed most far away. What child of heaven thou hast of nourishment for man, bestow thou on us to enjoy. Give to our princes opulence and immortal fame, and strengthen herds of kind to us. May she who prompts the wealthy lady of the sweet strains, may Ushas dawn our foes away. And sometimes what we want will just naturally drive away what we don't want, or exclude what we don't want. So let's focus on what we can accomplish and use, right? Or the possibilities that we just don't currently see. Hymn 782, Indra Varuna, 10 verses. Grant us your strong protection, Indra Varuna, our people and our family for sacrifice. May we subdue and fight our evil-hearted foes, him who attacks the man steadfast in lengthened rights. O Indra Varuna, mighty and very rich, one of you is called monarch and one autocrat. All gods in the most lofty region of the air have, O ye steers, combined all power and might in you. Ye with your strength have pierced the fountains of the floods. The sun have ye brought forward as the Lord in heaven, cheered by this magic draught. Ye, O Indra Varuna, made the sky places stream, made songs of praise flow forth. In battles and in frays, we, ministering priests, kneeling upon our knees, for furtherance of our weal, invoke you, only you, the lords of twofold wealth. You, prompt to hear, we bards, O Indra Varuna. O Indra Varuna, as ye created all these creatures of the world by your surpassing might, in peace and quiet Mitra waits on Varuna. The other, awful with the Marutas, seeks renown, that Varuna's high worth may shine preeminent. These twain have measured each his proper power and might. The one subdueth the destructive enemy, the other with a few furthereth many a man. No trouble, no misfortune, Indra Varuna, no woe from any side assails the mortal man, whose sacrifice, O gods, ye visit and enjoy. Ne'er doth the crafty guile of mortal injure him. With your divine protection, heroes, come to us. Mine invocation hear. If ye be pleased therewith, bestow ye upon us, O Indra Varuna, your friendship and your kinship and your favoring grace. And battle after battle, Indra Varuna, be your champions, ye who are the people's strength. When opposing bands invoke you for the fight, and men, that they may gang offspring and progeny, may Indra, Varuna, Mitra, and Aryaman vouchsafe us glory and great shelter, spreading far. We think of the beneficent light of Aditya and Savitar's song of praise, the god who strengthens law. And it's important that as much as we want health, wealth, and progeny, what we should want is the establishment of spiritual law in these. Hymn 783, Indra Varuna, 10 verses. Looking to you and your alliance, O ye men armed with broad axes, they went forward fain for spoil. Ye smote and slew Dasa and his Arya enemies, and helped suit us with favor, Indra Varuna, where heroes come together with their banners raised in the encounter where is not for us to love, where all things that behold the light are terrified. There did he comfort us, O Indra Varuna. The boundaries of earth were seen all dark with dust, O Indra Varuna. The shout went up to heaven. The enmities of the people compassed me about. Ye heard my calling, and ye came to me with help. With your resistless weapons, Indra Varuna, ye conquered Betha, and ye gave Sudas your aid. Ye heard the prayers of these amid the cries of war. Effectual was the service of the Tristus' priest, O Indra Varuna, the wickedness of foes, and mine assailants' hatred sorely troubled me. Ye twain are lords of riches, both of earth and heaven, so grant to us your aid on the decisive day. The men of both the hosts invoked you in the fight, Indra and Varuna, that they might win the wealth. What time ye helped Sudas with all the Tristu folk, when the 10 kings had pressed him down in their attack. 10 kings who worshipped not, O Indra Varuna, confederate in war, prevailed not o'er Sudas. True was the boast of heroes, sitting at the feast. So, at their invocations, gods were on their side. O Indra Varuna, ye gave Sudas your aid, and when the 10 kings in battle compassed him about, there were the white-robed Tristus, with their braided hair, skilled in song, worshipped you with homage and with him. One of you twain destroys the Vritras in the fight, the other evermore maintains his holy laws. We call on you, ye Mitra, with our hymns of praise. Vouchsafe us your protection, Indra Varuna. May Indra Varuna Mitra and Aryaman vouchsafe us glory and grant shelter spreading far. We think of the beneficent light of Aditya and Savitar's song of praise, the god who strengthens law. And we think, other than identification, what the hairstyles and particular clothes might mean. Hymn 784, Indra Varuna, 5 verses. Kings Indra Varuna, I would turn you hither to this our sacrifice with gifts and homage. Held in both arms the ladle, dropping fatness, goes of itself to you whose forms are varied. Dyaus quickens and promotes your high dominion, who binds with bonds not wrought of rope or cordage. Far from us still be Varuna's displeasure. May Indra give us spacious room to dwell in. Make ye our sacrifice fair amid the assemblies. Make ye our prayers approved among our princes. May God-sent riches come for our possession. Further ye us with your delightful succors. O Indra Varuna, vouchsafe us riches with store of treasure, food, and every blessing. For the Aditya, banisher of falsehood, the hero dealeth wealth and boundless plenty. May this my song reach Varuna and Indra, and strongly urging, win me sons and offspring. To the gods' banquet may we go with riches. Preserve us evermore, ye gods, with blessings. And we may not always have riches, but it's nice to bring something to the place of worship, to the rituals. Yeah, sometimes all you can gather is a flower or something. Hymn 785, Indra Varuna. But it is riches, because it's more than you need, right? 5 verses. For you I deck a harmless hymn, presenting the soma juice to Varuna and Indra, a hymn that shines like heavenly dawn with fatness. May they be near us on the march and guard us. Here where the arrows fall amid the banners, both hosts invoke the gods in emulation. O Indra Varuna, smite back those, our foemen, yea, smite them with your shaft to every quarter. Self-lucid in their seats in heavenly waters, endowed with godhead Varuna and Indra. One of these holds the folk distinct and sundered, the other smites and slays resistless foemen. Wise be the priest and skilled in law eternal, who with his sacred gifts and oration brings you to aid us with your might. Adityas, let him have vyans to promote his welfare. May this my song reach Varuna and Indra, and strongly urging, win me sons and offspring. To the gods' banquet may we go with riches. Preserve us evermore, ye gods, with blessings. And as much as we want to be in charge of our own lives and stuff like this, let us accept the true spiritual guidance, the unseen spiritual presence. Hymn 786, Varuna, 8 verses. Wise, verily, are creatures through his greatness, who stayed ever, spacious heaven and earth asunder, who urged the high and mighty sky to motion, the star of old, and spread the earth before him. With mine own heart I commune on the question how Varuna and I may be united. What gift of mine will he accept unangered? When may I calmly look and find him gracious? Fain to know this, in which I question others. I seek the wise, O Varuna, and ask them this one same answer. Even the sages give me. Surely this Varuna is angry with thee. What, Varuna, hath been my chief transgression, that thou wouldest slay the friend who sings thy praises? Tell me, unconquerable Lord, and quickly sinless will I approach thee with mine homage. Free us from sins committed by our fathers, from those wherein we have ourselves offended. O King, loose like a thief who feeds the cattle, as from the cord a calf, set free Vashishta. Not our own will betrayed us, but seduction, thoughtlessness, Varuna, wine, dice, or anger. The old is near to lead astray the younger. Even sleep removeth not all evil doing. Slave-like may I do service to the bounteous, serve free from sin, the God inclined to anger. This gentle Lord gives wisdom to the simple. The wiser God leads on the wise to riches. O Lord, O Varuna, may this laudation come close to thee and lie within thy spirit. May it be well with us. In rest and labor preserve us evermore, ye gods, with blessings. And, okay, in the verse, I don't know if that's intentional. So I said which in that case. And let us beware of a mere gospel of prosperity thing. If things are going well or things are not going well in material terms, that doesn't mean pleasure or displeasure. Hymn 786, Varuna, 7 verses. Varuna cut a pathway out for Surya, and led the watery floods of rivers onward. The mares, as in a race, speed on in order. He made great channels for the days to follow. The wind, thy breath, hath sounded through the region like a wild beast that seeks his food in pastures. Within these two, exalted heaven and earth, O Varuna, are all the forms thou lovest. Varuna's spies, sent forth upon their errand, survey the two world halves. Well formed and fashioned, wise are they, wholly skilled in sacrifices, the furtherers of the praise songs of the prudent. To me, who understandeth, hath Varuna spoken. The names borne by the cow are 3 times 7. The sapient God, knowing the place's secret, shall speak as 'twere to reach the race that cometh. On him 3 heavens rest and are supported, and the 3 earths are there in 6-fold order. The wise king Varuna hath made in heaven that golden swing to cover it with glory. Like Varuna from heaven, he sinks in Sindhu, like a white shining spark, a strong wild creature, rolling in depths and meeting out the regions. Great saving power hath he, this world's controller. Before this, Varuna, may we be sinless, him who shows mercy even to the sinner. While we are keeping at his ordinances, preserve us evermore, ye gods, with blessings. In the Quran, it talks about, the sun and the moon and all that having paths that they follow, and they're not allowed to stop each other from carrying out their ordained order. And nothing in the laws of nature say that even when suns absorb planets and all that sort of stuff, are they not working according to their paths that they travel through the heavens and all that sort of stuff. But one thing that we think of is number 21. You lay out 7 and you have each one connected to the others, you have 21 paths. And if we're looking astrologically, the focus on 7, well, the sun is different than the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. So it's of a different class, right?